This is one of the most important videos I could ever make about fat loss, giving you some education and understanding behind how fat loss works. It's basically governed by total calorie intake through energy you intake in food and drink, and pairing that with energy that you expend. If you manage this, that will elicit a fat loss response in your body. You have to gradually do this, of course. A lot of this information is wrote down, and I will send you this document as well. I do need to move my video out of the way. Right, how your body uses energy. You've got basal metabolic rate. This takes up a lot of the graph, as we can see here. So if I just get on with this, BMR, basal metabolic rate, you can see that accounts for a good 70% of your daily calories burned. A lot of it you're not fully in control of, but areas such as muscle tissue you can influence and complement. This is why frequent resistance training does help your lean muscle tissue development. Basically boosts metabolism. It does help you increase your metabolism far more than a drink off of an advert would tell you it would. This frequent resistance training is only going to be such a benefit and a complement to helping your metabolism. That's why every client will literally try and set your resistance routines to perform twice or three times a week, and that'll only complement your ability to help out your fat loss amongst all the other things you got to do, monitoring calorie intake. But obviously this accounts to 70% of your daily calories burn, your basal metabolic rate. So if you do feel like you're struggling in the fat loss, at least ensure that you've got some resistance training frequently throughout the week, because that is a massive part, like I say, up to that 70% of how your body does use its energy daily. I've literally got 3 minutes left. Non-exercise activity. This accounts for up to 15% of your daily calories burned. You can basically be active throughout a whole 24-hour period. I'll give you an example, like a physically laborious person in a job role for 8 hours on their feet moving about, they will expend far more energy over the day and over the course of a day than somebody who sits in a desk, goes to the gym just for 40 minutes after an 8-hour shift of sitting and does a bit of work. The person who's been on the feet all day for 8 hours and doesn't go to the gym, they will have complemented their energy expenditure much more through non-exercise activity. This still does account for a decent amount of the calories that you burn daily. Go on to thermic effect of food. We've got 2 minutes left. Basically, protein is the least calorific macronutrient, or the least calorific area of food compared to carbohydrates and fats. It's why I say to look at increasing your ratio of protein across your meal choices. Instead of adding protein on top of maybe a lot of carbs and fats, it's about looking at that total ratio of your food, and maybe even thinking of starting your meal idea with the protein source, and then it's pretty much hard to screw up the rest of your meal or go off track or eat something that you might feel is ridiculous when you do think of the protein source first, and then everything around that protein will help constitute your meal, if that's even a word. You'll get all this information. Now lastly, there's a lot of big things on protein in metabolism. It does burn quite a bit of energy just trying to digest protein, so it's 20 to 30% of the calories in your protein you'll burn just through trying to get it through digestion. As you can see, there's a flame with the fat, and it's 0 to 5%. That's basically where all of the calories from fat just basically go straight into you, but the calories from protein, your body will burn that trying to digest it and leave you with very little calories from protein consumed compared to fat. But all of the macronutrients are still important because they all serve good purposes for our bodies. Exercise activity, I've got 30 seconds. That accounts for a small amount of your daily energy burned, and you're probably thinking, what, like a full hour gym session? But it's only a little part of your day. It is about the whole spectrum of the day in how much are we doing to help our bodies burn energy through the other points I've mentioned above. Cardio and weights, they're both great, both beneficial. Don't need to bash on one or the other, but both of them are great, especially resistance. I've run out of time. That's how your body